Yeah. Hey guys, Dark Ghost here, and tonight I'm gonna be reacting to another video. This time it's a drawn life made by Draw the Life TikTak, and in this drawing it's about the last episode, The Amazing World of Gumball. Now do keep in mind this is a horror theme. If you are a, a Gumball fan, this is gonna ruin your childhood or whoever else is watching this at an older age. This will ruin your show. This this video will contain any kinds of horror theme, gore, depression, suicidal, and other types of horrible things that is gonna be on this video. You have been warned on what's going to happen in this video. Only people mature at age 18 or above can handle this. Maybe people above the age of 13. I bet this is kind of the only start that I'm going deeper into horror. So that being said, I can't think of anything else to talk about. We're gonna get straight into the video. I won't be responsible if you guys get nightmares, so you've been warned.
Welcome to a new Scary Tuesday, TikTakers. Today, we'll be visiting once more the world of cartoons and animated shows, where we'll be talking about the terrifying last episode of The Amazing World of Gumball. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sarah was at home, relaxing and watching Adult Swim, not realizing that it was so late that the final TV block of the night was about to end, and only commercials
Probably wondering why I keep on turning down the volume. I'm trying to make sure you guys can hear me. I have a new phone and all.
would be shown thereafter. He had never stayed up so late watching TV before, so he decided to keep watching until the end of the block.
Hmm.
However, when he thought the last block of the night was finally over, he was surprised when, at the bottom of the
So I'm hoping
screen,
this won't
they
get a
were announcing a
copyright strike.
special episode of The
If
Amazing
so, I can't
World of
upload
Gumball
this.
coming up next,
I'm going to have to
which
delete
was
it
his brother's
if it's
favorite cartoon.
copyright.
So Sarah decided to stay up and watch it. But as soon as the episode started, he noticed that something was off. The colors in the logo were darker than usual, and the title of the episode really caught his attention. The episode started showing 12-year-old Gumball in a corner of Elmore Junior High. The scenery was dark, but Sarah could see that Gumball looked pretty sad, and from the windows he could tell it was nighttime, which was kind of a strange setting. Then the scene suddenly changed to Gumball's house. There, Sarah could see
Mm.
Richard, Gumball's dad, coming into the kitchen wearing a dark suit and looking pretty sad too. And then, quite suddenly, he threw himself into the couch and started wailing like there was no tomorrow. His weeping was the only thing that broke the silence and fade in the episode.
Damn.
That was pretty strange. The show was usually lively and jokey, so seeing such a sad scene was kind of disturbing. Richard kept on wailing on the couch when Sarah saw the figure of Nicole, Gumball's mom, who was wearing a black dress instead of her usual outfit. She sat beside her husband trying to console him, but she also looked pretty sad. Richard's weeping even made Sarah feel bad for him. It sounded so realistic. The scene ended, changing to Elmer Junior High again, this time around showing the principal's office. Gumball's parents were there, wearing their usual outfits and with worried expressions on their faces. The principal informed them that their children, Anais and Darwin, had disappeared, and that after many hours of searching, they were found in the forest, dead. Then things started to get worse. The principal started to give in the Watterson parents many kinds of details about the children's death. Richard and Nicole were frozen in shock, and Sarah felt tempted to just turn off the TV. He was feeling overwhelmed, but in In the end, curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to keep watching.
Bad idea.
The next scene was another flashback, taking place just when the teachers alerted the police about the disappearance of Anais and Darwin. After searching through the entire school and not finding anything, Sarah saw how the police then went into the nearest forest to search for them. And next to a lake, inside a box, they found Anais' severed head. In the box was also a
Oh
note, which
God.
seemed to indicate where Darwin was. Shortly after, Sarah saw how the police finally found Darwin's body, dismembered and with his eyes torn out. That image was absolutely horrible, so much so that Sarah closed his eyes shut. Moreover, that image of Darwin looked extremely realistic. It didn't look like a cartoon at all. Next to Darwin's dismembered corpse, the police also found the rest of his sister's body. She had a huge hole in her abdomen, as if her stomach had been torn out. How was it possible that they were showing something so dark in this cartoon for kids? Sarah felt so terrible that he had to
Pretty sure
rush
they're
to the
not
bathroom to
supposed
throw
to.
up. He was so confused with what he had witnessed that he immediately searched about it on the internet to find any information he could about that episode. However, as much as he searched, there were no results for a Gumball episode titled The Grieving anywhere on the internet.
Really?
Sarah spent a while wondering if anybody else could be watching that strange episode as well. And so, without thinking it twice, he called his brother Larry. The brother answered the phone, but he sounded really angry. It was very late, and Sarah had just woken him up. Sarah asked Larry to turn on the TV and put on Cartoon Network to verify if he could see what Sarah was seeing. And so the brother, despite his initial anger, told Sarah that he would get up and turn on the TV. Sarah waited while his brother started watching. The show was back on after the commercials, now showing once more the principal's office. Sarah asked Larry if he was seeing the principal's office too, but to his surprise, his brother told him that he wasn't seeing anything like that. All that Larry could see on his TV was an old episode of the Looney Tunes.
I like that show,
Sarah
honestly.
froze in shock. How is that possible? He got so scared that he rushed to the TV to turn it off. However, no matter how hard he pressed the power button, the TV wouldn't turn off. He then tried disconnecting it, but the TV kept working even while disconnected. Sarah convinced himself that it was all a nightmare, that it couldn't be real. He had gotten up so quickly that his phone fell to the floor, and Larry ended up hanging up. Sarah was alone once again. He verified that the front door was locked and then locked himself in his room. He even called the police. That situation was not normal, and he felt he was in danger. Meanwhile, the episode kept going. Richard and Nicole were still talking to the principal. She asked him if Gumball was okay, since he hadn't mentioned anything about him yet. However, with a puzzled expression, the principal said that he thought Gumball was at home since he didn't go to school that day. Nicole, heartbroken, started crying while Richard said he saw Gumball get on the school bus that morning. They did notice he was behaving a little strangely, but didn't give it much importance.
Mm,
And so, from the school,
I
they
think we
called
all
the
know
police
what's
again
going to
and
happen
searched the
afterwards.
entire school looking for Gumball. And they eventually found him in one of the classrooms, hanging from a rope with a bloody knife right next to him. The episode then ended by showing an extremely realistic image of Gumball's corpse. Strange credits then appeared on the screen without their signature music. After that, the screen turned completely black, and Sarah could then see how some
The
disturbing,
Plague Doctor?
shocking clips started to play on the TV. He saw someone dressed like a plague doctor, a small kitty being.
Honestly, the Plague Doctor, they made him an SCP. I believe it was SCP um 053, I think. I can't remember most numbers. If I said that wrong, then I'm sorry.
Cursed by a woman wearing high heels. And lastly, the image of a little boy, very similar to his brother, being shot with a gun. And the one shooting looked just like
Damn,
his father. In that
that's
moment,
messed up.
Sarah started crying in fear. In the distance, police sirens could be heard. And while still being there, more and more police cars started to arrive. Sarah's little brother had disappeared, and his parents were the main suspects. It all felt like a horrible nightmare, and it seemed like that episode was some sort of premonition.
Like it just
Over
predicted what was
time,
gonna
Sarah
happen.
managed to continue his life and even managed to contact the ones responsible for creating that terrible Gumball episode. Although they only claimed to be responsible for part of that episode, which seemed to have been edited by other people later on. Most people still didn't believe that Sarah had seen a cursed lost episode of The Amazing World of Gumball that night. But for the rest of his life, Sarah would never forget what he had witnessed.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, that was just wow. Just wow. Hmm. Honestly, I got nothing to say about that. Except, basically, on what you all see and what you all saw, please just don't attempt what they just did. Just seeing how things just went out when it happened to Darwin and Anais. Gumball just committed suicide, and all I'm trying to say is don't commit suicide. Even at seeing something like that, if anyone has ever going through some stage like that, make sure you keep a close eye on them so they don't go through that kind of that kind of predicament or situation. It's just not right going on suicide. It's just gonna bring more pain. Suicide is just not the right answer. It's just gonna bring more pain, more sadness. Leave an F for the chat for the children. RIP to those kids. Hopefully the parents will try to fight through it. And also, let's hope the kid, Sarah, was it? Try to get some mental help. Because it looks like he's gonna need it. I gotta go, guys. Yeah, I have no words for after that. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. There will be more horror things on my channel, since basically I always gonna be reacting to videos more often, and it's all gonna be all creepy and stuff. Sure, some videos is gonna be ruining y'all's childhood, even mine. I only do this to entertain people, even when it comes to showing off my reaction on these kinds of videos. Just seeing this is just wow. I need some time to clear my head. That kind of got to me, honestly. But anyway, yeah, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, try not to get nightmares. Anyway, see you guys. Dark Ghost is out. Peace.